Hello traders, welcome to another lesson. So in this lesson we're going to be looking at how you can use the economic calendar. So essentially this is just the calendar that we are going to be using to track news events that affect the forex market. So as already outlined, this is a calendar that shows news events actually in the major regions of the world that affect the forex market and currencies. So you'll be using a tool that is known as Forex Factory calendar to view the news events and also maybe set some alerts and also the relevant dates that this news events comes in. So actually in the PDF version you'll find this link that you can use to navigate to that platform. So how is this economic calendar relevant? So actually the relevance of this economic calendar is that it will show us the likely potential days of the month or of the week that we'll see an increase in volatility in the marketplace, and this increase in volatility actually will aid us in getting actually more movement into the markets that will provide more opportunities. So this does not necessarily mean that you trade the news event itself, but rather you anticipate for an increase in movement in the markets for potential opportunity. So it will provide us more opportunities in the markets. If the markets increase in volatility, then it means it is more opportunities for us, but you do not go in there and start trading the news. So do you focus on? So within the platform, there are numerous news events that affect different currencies. So the first time you are logging into that platform, maybe it will have a lot of events that maybe they do not need your attention. So that's why I've narrowed down that you should focus your attention on these specific things. The first thing you want to focus on is the news event relevant to your currency of choice. So for example, if you are trading Euro USD, it means you are selecting the news that affect the Euro, the USD, and the Euro and the USD. And then number 2, you select only news events that are high impact. Number 3, or medium impact. Finally, bank holidays. So of course, banks, holidays that affect banks will affect the forex market. So these are the guidelines. This is just a guideline of how you can use the economic calendar. The first thing, as we have outlined, is to gauge potential increase in volatility during specific times of the week. And then number 2, you want to avoid entering new trades minutes before news releases. The reason being, there's a lot of volatility sometimes, especially with high impact news that comes into the market, and this will likely hinder you from, for example, if you want to enter a trade and the news release is just about to come in, or it's coming in and you're entering, what happens if the volatility is too much? You might not get the best feel in your entry. So if you're trying to enter at a certain level, you might miss out because the broker, there's something we call slippage, that the broker may not feel you in the exact level you're looking at, and it will really hinder you from profiting in that setup. So you'll actually be entering with a very high risk, in short. So the third thing you want to avoid is avoid trading during very high impact news events. You'll find that there's some news that are very high impact, such as the NFP, which is the non-farm payroll, and the FOMC. Actually, we'll be looking at more details about the NFP in terms of how it looks at with an example. You want to focus on high impact and medium impact news events as we have outlined, and filter out the rest. Also focus on bank holidays, because these bank holidays, they tend to be consolidation days, so you want to be very aware of them, so that if a consolidation day occurs, you might have already anticipated before it even happens. So this is the general outlook of the platform. So this Forex Factory, we have selected under calendar. So you'll actually get a calendar navigation over here, which you can select the date you are in, You can select either today, this week, this month. It will populate any selection you want here. You can even select it day by day, but I think it's preferable to view it in a weekly perspective because we are trading. Okay, it's just more cleaner and more useful if you're viewing it in a weekly perspective, because we'll have an entire week's perspective of what the news events are. So as you can see, I've selected USD, GBP and Euro as my main points of focus, and also I've narrowed down to, so this red is actually high impact news and the orange one is medium impact news. So you also have, I think, yellow for low impact news, but you do not want to be focusing on low impact news. So even before we go on, we can see that in order for you to select the expected impact, we have red, orange, yellow and this is gray. So gray represents the bank holidays as I've outlined, and then so you want to focus on the high impact, medium impact, and check this low impact news, and then also focus on bank holidays. The currencies, now this depends on which currency you are trading. For this course we are focusing on euro, so I've also selected GBP, but that is not our focus. You can select whichever currency you are trading here in order for you to see the relevant news, and then you apply the filter. Anything you do not want to just uncheck and apply the filter. Also make sure you have selected all event types so that you do not miss on any type of events. Finally, you want to turn on notifications for any news that are coming up, because you will not always be in this platform. So you can click one of these arrows, one of these buttons, sorry, so that it can notify you, I think via email, if any of this news is near term. So you can even select the time. I think once you click it will populate you with a selection to select the time before the news that you want the alert to come in. So either 1 hour, 30 minutes, or even instantly. Finally, you want to synchronize your time to the New York's time session, the way we have been using in the TradingView platform. So make sure it is the New York time, so it should match the time frame that we are using for our analysis and our trading, which is New York time. So as the exercise for today is to set up your account in the Forex Factory calendar. So I've actually included links in the PDF version of this lesson, so or any other platform of your choice. So if you find the Forex Factory does not suit you, you can find an economic calendar news platform with alerts and tracking that you can use for your trading and analysis. Thank you so much for watching. Actually, I'll see you in the next lesson, where we will be talking of maybe low probability events in the market that you want to be aware of, that you can avoid in order for you to reduce risk. Thank you.